Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 28, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about why two people can follow the same regime or same structure of regime like the Fit in 10 and potentially get different results. Now, I will tell you, usually the case is that somebody's not following something, okay? However, there are other factors. Okay, and so there's a few things that I think make a big difference, and one of them really sticks out. And this is your level of non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It sounds like really complicated. It's just basically the movement that you do that's non-exercise based throughout the day. And this can vary, and this has been proved in various studies. This can vary huge from person to person. Like, we all know people who are a little bit hyper, who are fidgety. We know people who are nervous. We know people who are tense, that's stress. And this can all make a difference depending on the amount of movement, okay? People who are very relaxed, people who lie around more, people who don't move as much. That can make a really big difference in terms of the overall calories that you're burning throughout the day, just going about your day. Okay, so this would be the number one thing that would make a difference, so long as you have two people, following their prescribed eating plan and exercising. Now, the exercising we'll talk about in a second, because that can vary too, even on the same plan. But I just want to just speak a little bit more on NEAT here, because this is something that, it's so hard to be aware of. It really is. And, when I was getting ready for any kind of contest, actually as the contest would approach, I'd be doing more cardio, but I found that actually I would be so tired that I would be lying around a lot. So then my NEAT would go down, right? So it was like one was just compensating for the other almost. Well, not quite, but there was that, there definitely was that there. So this is something that I want you to be aware of. If you are seated a lot in the day, especially being at home, versus like, say, when the whole COVID thing wasn't happening, you maybe were moving around a bit more, I would suggest trying to move about more. So let's say you're at home and you're working at your desk for, I don't know, say 6 hours a day. I would try to get up every hour or so and go for a 10-minute walk, okay? Or even a 5-minute walk, just a brisk walk, to do 2 or 3 blocks and come back. And you do that 3, 4, 5 times in the day, and lo and behold, you've just burnt, an additional 200 or 300 calories, literally. And now you add that in every day, okay? Can make a huge difference. Okay, so that's one thing, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, there are other things, like quality of sleep. Now, this is an interesting one, because when you're sleeping, you burn fat, but also when you're sleeping, you don't move, you're not moving. So there's a happy medium with this, right? But the key really here is to get adequate amount of sleep. And generally for people, that's anywhere from 7 to 9 hours per night. So you want to make sure you get adequate amount of sleep, okay? Intensity of exercise. This is going to make a difference. So while you might be doing the same exercise, it doesn't mean it's the same quality of exercise, or it doesn't mean that the same emphasis is put in. So this can, really make a difference. And, just like as a simple example, you could do like an arm curl, right? And you could, be not using full range of motion, not really focusing, and just more focusing on the movement of the arm up and down, and not so much as the stress created in the muscle. Okay, now this is just a very simple example, but this is something that will make a big difference. So putting emphasis into the exercise that you do, okay? And I've had clients in the past, clients now even, that it's something I need to, when I'm working with them in the gym, I need to remind them, like, you need to put emphasis into this. It's not about, and I'm not suggesting that you're doing this, but it's not about simply showing up for the workout and going through the motions. It's about putting in that effort, putting in the intensity. And I know that not all workouts will be the same, and I know that you're not always going to. Not sure what that was. I think I know, actually. Yep. All right. Anyways, so you know these these videos are not rehearsed, right? Okay. So what was I saying? So yeah. So the intensity of the exercise. So how much emphasis you're putting into the exercise, right? So this is really, really, really important. So be conscientious of your range of motion. That is, are you getting maximum range of motion when you're doing the actual movement? Are you putting in all the effort, or are you just simply going through the motions to say that you did it, right? So, and it's not all or nothing, right? Like, I know that there's a scale with this. So, you know, what I'm saying is when you do these movements, when you're doing movements, whether they're in the gym or you're doing the Zoom workouts, try to put emphasis in terms of adding intensity, or what's the better word I can put here? But by putting tension into the muscles when they're working. So making the muscle work, right? This will make a big difference. Huge, okay? BMR. Yes, we're not, the estimated BMR is not always the same, okay? So, you know, but it's not gonna vary huge, okay, hugely. It can vary from person to person up to probably about 20%. Now that's a bit of an extreme case, but in general, you know, there can be some differences in this, right? There can be a difference with your thyroid production. Maybe you have a slightly slow thyroid, okay? You know, maybe you have, what would be another example here? You know, maybe you're doing certain things that are lowering your BMR, okay? Like water will have some difference with your BMR. Not a lot, but I think it can have up to 3% difference. So, you know, making sure you get adequate water versus somebody else, and that's gonna affect your BMR. Okay, these little things that can make a difference, okay? But all these little things, they do add up in the end, okay? But the number one thing here would be your NEAT, okay? Your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay. 7 minutes. Okay, message of the day. Here are the 5 Ps that I want you to remember, and I've talked about a few of them already, but I want to remind you to persevere, to be patient, to be positive, to practice regularly what you're supposed to do, and to promote yourself, okay? Now, I think we all know the first 4, but when I say promote yourself, or when I say the word promote, I mean being positive with yourself. That is promoting yourself up rather than talking yourself down, okay? And I know that we all deal with this. Some people a little bit more than others. We deal with the negative self-talk. So I want you to try to combat that, be aware of it, and promote yourself in a more positive light. Because, you know, how we see ourselves, and I have absolutely no problem admitting this, it is something that I've struggled with for many, many years. If you don't, kudos to you, it's not fun, okay? But it's really something that I think, you know, you need to be aware of and really work on combating that, okay? Replacing that negative self-talk with positive self-talk. Okay, it's really, really important how you see yourself. Okay, so self-promote. So I'll say it again. You know, practice what you're supposed to do. Be patient, persevere, remain positive, holistically speaking. Okay, and promote yourself. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Submit and commit, and I will talk to you guys all. Well, I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow and the next day. More classes are coming. I don't know when yet, but I will keep you all posted. Positive energy, positive vibes, promote yourself, give some gratitude, and as always, believe in yourself. I will talk to you guys all very soon. See ya.